Hey guys, it's Bear here. In this video I wanted to talk about how to start a new hobby. So I know that the new year has just begun. We're in 2025 now, and a lot of you are probably going to want to start something new. Whether it's starting to golf, start a YouTube channel, play an instrument, or any other type of hobby. And I just wanted to get my insight on how you should approach this and how to maintain doing this activity for the long term. So I recently started, well, I say recently, but in the last 2 years I started playing guitar. So that's a clip of me playing guitar. I know it wasn't perfect, but I'm not going to sit here and try to record the most perfect tone. I'm not super amazing, but there we go. That was Simple Man by Leonard Skinner. And I'd say my favorites are like 70s, 80s, 90s rock. I enjoy playing Tyler Childers and Zach Bryan and some other country artists. How you should approach this and how to maintain doing this activity for the long term. So I recently started, it's definitely improved my life. I love to play different songs, and I feel like it's really taught me a lot of discipline and some delayed gratification, because in the beginning it was atrocious to listen to me play, and it was so bad. So maybe I'll make another video on a song or something. I feel like we all have that one person in our friend group or just someone we know that whenever they start a new activity, they just go 100% in right off the bat, and they end up just burning out of the activity and not doing it anymore. So when I say 100%, I mean they put a lot of time into whatever it is. So say if it's golfing, they go golfing every single day for a month, and then after that they're just done. And then the other side of it is they spend large amounts of money when they don't even fully know if they like the activity for the long term. Maybe they're on like a short-term high from it. And I personally have a friend in my life who does that. And he's always trying to spend this. His thing is hunting. He loves hunting, any type of thing, coyote, deer, goose, and ducks. So he'll go all in on it. So for some context, from being in southern Indiana, a lot of hobbies and sports consist of hunting, fishing, and majority of people are into guns in this part of the United States. So that's those are some things that we do for fun. It's mainly outdoor activities. So that's just a little bit of background. So he'll go all in on it. And me and my one buddy were talking to him the other day. He wanted to buy a $6,000 thermal scope for coyote hunting. And me and my buddy were just like, dude, why do you need that? That is not going to improve your life. And honestly, I mean, like, you can't kill coyotes now. How do you expect to kill them later? Is what we kept telling him. And he's like, oh, it's going to make it better. It's going to make it better. But he's that type of person that he'll just go all in on an activity like that. He'll just throw money at it and just do it all the time, and eventually I think it leads to burnout, and once everyone kind of drops off that's not doing it anymore, he does the same, and he's kind of left with all these gadgets that are supposedly gonna improve the experience, but I don't think they do. So basically what I want to talk about is, I think that a lot of time people just need to take it slow. There's no point to rush. Like for the guitar, I bought a Fender DG7, which is like, I think it cost me $200, and in the guitar world that is very cheap. That's a great beginner guitar. But I did not go all in. I did not buy a crazy expensive guitar right off the bat. And even now, I've been doing it for 2 years. I just now bought a electric guitar. I bought a Epiphone Les Paul, and it was $325 I bought off Facebook Marketplace, and then I purchased an amp too, which was another $100. So it took me a while to make that purchase because I wasn't really sure if if I was going to stick with playing guitar even after a year. But obviously I have stuck with it, and it's been fantastic. So I think the thing is, you just got to you shouldn't go all in with both time and money. You should do it in moderation. You don't want just a big rush of both right off the bat, because it's not going to last. So I think like an important thing with playing guitar is I would play probably just an hour every day, probably not even every day, every other day. And it's stuck ever since. Some days I'd be playing a lot longer because I'm trying to learn a new song off YouTube, which I am self-taught, so mostly I just learn everything off YouTube and look at different song tutorials. And shout out to Marty Music. For any of you that are in the guitar world, you probably know him. He has a lot of great tutorials on different songs. I think it's important to put a lot of time in it if you want to be good, but there needs to be moderation, and obviously if you want to be good at something, you need to bring structure to it. So I don't think it's appropriate to just throw a bunch of money at it when there's still like a huge skill gap. Because the thing about how I mentioned about my friend wanting to buy a thermal scope, he can't even kill the dogs like any other time. So how's this with his other it's like a $1,500 scope, so how's this $6,000 scope gonna help any more than the $1,500 scope? Like, he doesn't have the fundamentals down, but he wants to spend all this money on it. So I think whenever you're starting a hobby, just make sure you got the motions correct before you go dropping a bunch of money on it, and make sure you've done it long enough to know, hey, I will stick with this for a long amount of time to justify the expenses that you're gonna have. And I think it's important to have more than one hobby. For instance, I golf every once in a while. Probably I try to every 2 weeks during the summer, and then I have guitar, and then recently I've been uploading videos, which has been great. And then also I consistently work out, and I still wrestle a little bit because I was a collegiate wrestler for a couple years. So I think it's important to have a wide variety of hobbies. Don't just stick with one thing, because I think you're bound to burn out if that's all you're going to do. And when it comes to just learning a new hobby, I think YouTube is an excellent resource that we have, and a majority of it's free. I don't think you need to pay to learn a hobby. Like, you will have to pay for things, but I don't think you need to pay to learn it. Which obviously it just kind of depends on what you're doing when I say that. But for instance, guitar, you do not need a teacher to play guitar. I think YouTube is just amazing. Now the thing is that it's going to take a lot of discipline to keep going when it's hard, and you kind of have to figure out things on your own without someone telling you, and sift through the BS YouTube videos, because there's a lot of them out there when it comes to learning guitar. But I think that it's definitely is a struggle in the beginning. Like, it'll take you a year of playing to even have somewhat of a tone or a rhythm, or even sound somewhat good. You can probably play a couple things that are decent, but to really get it to not even click, but somewhat click, I think takes a year. Before, I just would strum, it would sound atrocious. I couldn't do any hammer-ons, any pull-offs, any bar chords, anything. And now I can do a majority of them, and I'm still have a lot to learn, and I'm still learning. But I think it's a awesome hobby for me to do, and it requires a lot of discipline and patience, and it's definitely rewarding when you finally get whatever song down that you were trying to play. So I think starting to play guitar is one of the best things you can probably do for a hobby, because it's definitely on the decline. Less and less people are purchasing guitars nowadays and starting to play, and I think it's something you can impress people with. But
Securing Alpha.
another thing that I want to touch on is that you shouldn't do a hobby to impress others. People didn't even know I played for probably like 6 months. The only people who knew that I played was obviously my family and then my roommates in college. But other than that, I did not like telling, really, I didn't like telling anyone that I played guitar. Right, because it was just a little bit of avoiding embarrassment of how bad I was, because, you know, as soon as they hear you play guitar, they're going to want to hear some song or something crazy like that. But now, I don't blatantly just tell people that I play, but say if someone asked me to play a song, I wouldn't need to embarrass myself. But I think it's important to do whatever activity you're doing for you. Don't do it to try to impress others. Just like the YouTube channel, you're not doing it just for views, just to make money, just to tell others you have a YouTube channel, because you will fail. When times are hard and you don't have any motivation to do it, I don't think that you're going to succeed if you're not doing whatever activity it is for yourself. So, thank you guys for watching. I just want to say, just put discipline into every craft you do, and put hard work into it, and the results will come. The results will come on whatever you're doing. So I hope, with 2025, I hope it's gone off to a good start. And I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know in the comments, and if you guys could, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.